Yeah.
The ruler.
So you guys shot at our place and did a hamburger thing?
We didn't actually shoot at my place. I left my keys on the table.
Keys?
Oh, really?
To get into my house.
Wait,
so.
but aren't they connected to your car keys?
Yeah, but I didn't drive. We went in Andrew's car. So.
Huh.
Go to the YouTubes. We're gonna watch a video really quick. You guys have like time, so
You guys have
hang
10
out,
minutes
so,
or so.
The YouTubes. In the meantime,
This is the pre-show nonsense that
Man.
happens.
Nonsensory?
yesterday it was the most sucky day. I woke up at like 3:45 in the afternoon.
How you feel?
Really?
Yeah, and all I did was watch movies for the rest of the day and just be so thoroughly sick. It was awesome.
Good
You picked
luck, New York Jets 23-23.
I don't see it. You picked some good movies, though.
It just went live. Browser news. Bam. Snap, snappy, snap, snap.
Okay, so there's no music on that or sound.
Popping caps. I'll preface for you what's happening in the video, okay? Here we go, ready?
24 viewers on Ustream.
Oh man, I'm editing. Oh, my phone's ringing. Oh, I don't want to answer this. Alright, here we go. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I just got back into town. Yeah, I got a little head cold and been kind of sick. No, I don't know what's going on. Oh, yeah. The mod one, I got it right here. Let me pull it up.
We can't see it.
Okay, cool.
I know,
Yeah, so what's the deal
you need to
again?
Tell them.
Oh, so you guys get a gun bag if you buy a CCR. Okay, cool. It's like, what, how much then? $13 bucks? I don't know, man. I feel like I can think of a lot of different ways to spend $13.
Yeah. How?
I'm not sure. Probably, I can definitely spend it a different way.
Well, what you need, I think that what you should do.
Because they'll be asking a question, you'll be like.
That's not $13.
Because they don't even read my
No, it
comments
was like $7 bucks.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
like
supposed to be $10.
Is it
but
Jack in the
That's
Box?
what,
Yeah.
That's what you should do
was.
is open up a private chat and then we'll see it.
Private chat will be going to here.
Is that Andrew?
We'll be going
Yeah.
to
Oh,
us.
yeah.
The private chat to Airsoft GI.
Oh yeah, I blocked it. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And this part, I'm like, what is happening?
Did he just run it perfectly good?
I'm like, no, we should definitely go with gun bag. It's definitely going to be a good choice. We'll have to use that for sure. Gun bag music and stuff fades out. So that's the end of the shot. We're going to close this so we can read the chat and see people talking crazy.
Yep. Absolutely. If only this would move.
Technology.
Technology.
Oh, we can read the chat again, guys. We're back. Before we could not.
Yes, everything I do is highly acceptable.
Mm.
I gotta find a new phrase.
Do you want to
Yeah.
see something that's really highly acceptable? This is what I look for.
Is it how much better Bob's knife is?
How much better?
Oh, I should have brought that in.
You didn't bring it?
The
amount
Oh, no,
of
actually,
fail.
it's in my car. I can go get it right now.
You should do that.
No, I really should. Why did you like tell him?
Look
I
at
told
the
you?
look at the bolts, Bob.
Look at the bolt. Is
Oh wow! Did Gene do that?
Of course Gene did.
Of course Gene did it. I
Well,
don't work on airsoft guns.
Use your Xbox Live account for Netflix.
It does look pretty sweet, except for this site, which I know is
could,
not
but
yours.
it's not hooked up to the TV.
I think
Currently,
it's
it's
cool.
hooked up to
No,
my
it does look really
computer,
good.
So I'd much rather watch it from
It's
there.
pretty cool. Yeah, I really like how this bolt looks.
Yeah.
I would totally wear it
It's
if you sent one for sure.
Although it feels like I feel like
so
it's gonna
sick
be
on
lighter
those
with
guys.
this rail on it.
The sight's really heavy.
Oh.
If you take the sight off,
I'm on
it
so much
becomes-
You don't
medication
mind
that
if I
you
do.
can just be here. So what's going on there? Oh, that site is awesome.
Yeah, it's just kind of.
How's the weather in Cali? It's beautiful outside.
Now.
I think it was
Now
like
it is.
70 degrees outside today, all day.
Yeah, it's
It
a
was
lot better.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
This is the Vism scope that will be going on my scar when I buy it.
Wow.
This is
Yeah, it looks
the-
pretty cool. Still not sure what rail.
This is
I'm
the
gonna
4
get.
by something, 1x4 red dot magnification.
1.1 to 4.
There you go. 1.1.
Ah, we have sugar-filled Red Bulls now.
Oh, is this
Perfect. That is exactly what I needed.
This right here is not conducive to good health. So
Why not?
it's full of sugar, man. You know what sugar goes in these?
Oh, here, give me that before you hurt yourself.
Huh?
It's freaking
I'm
cold
blind.
here.
I'm blind.
sorry it's cold where you guys are. That sounds highly unfortunate.
Thank you,
Perhaps you
Mark.
should not live there. Well, if it's cold and they don't like it, then stop complaining, right?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes you have really bad weather spells. Like, I don't know. I like Bakersfield sometimes when it gets.
I know, but when it's freezing cold here, we can complain about it because we live in California. That's like if I lived in Alaska and it was so hot, I could complain about it. But you can't complain about it if you live
Is it
somewhere
hot in
that's
Alaska?
actually cold.
I don't know. I mean,
'Cause I mean, like,
it's hot in Bakersfield during
If you
summer.
live
and
in
I still
Colorado and
complain
you're
about
like,
it.
oh man, it's so cold in Colorado, I'm like, well, yeah, obviously you live in Colorado. Like, you can't really complain about that. But we live in California where we can be like, it's really cold outside today, and we don't know why. So, just saying.
Wait, hold on. I was
Josh, how do you like
miles away for the last 30 seconds.
HOTS, Heart of the Swarm? I saw the trailer this morning when I first got into work. It was
What?
the first thing I did.
Really?
Yep. Well, Bob, you know, if you were actually coming to work these days, I could probably show you. The
No,
trailer
no,
shows.
dude. Believe me, I woke up like not in the most acting ready mood ever. And then got that call and I was like, great, I gotta find the
Turn it
Kinkos.
on.
Yeah. I really should print out my resumes ahead of time.
I think you should do that as well. Maybe we could buy a printer for the household.
That would be good because we're probably both gonna use it.
Look, it's so cold. It's like dense
Cutting glass.
Somebody was saying earlier. I got the beta key. Whoever sent it, I really appreciate it. I have yet to turn it in because I haven't downloaded. We have been out of town since we moved in. I swear.
Yep.
We have not been home. The house is destroyed. At all.
Oh, I cleaned it.
I literally went in and
today
there was a
for-
couch upside down. I don't even know how it happened.
I'm sorry about that.
There's a ceiling fan hooked up to the floor, and
When
it was
you want a
working.
pillow fort, you have to have. Well, when you need a pillow fort,
Yeah,
you
I just
have to have a
didn't
pillow
understand
fort.
why you took the ceiling fan down, put it on the floor, and then still made it
I
work.
was trying to make a moat.
Ooh.
Or no, a drawbridge for the
Any
moat.
deals going on?
Because we have a water hazard right now.
It's a water hazard. Nothing to joke around with, guys. I'm gonna step out of frame and be the voice and try to stay conscious. I'm really tired.
Wallace.
I could drink this, I suppose, but I might save this for another month or two.
Let's answer some
Josh,
questions.
what scar are you getting?
Okay.
A VFC? Obviously, because I'm an elitist, not very nice person.
Someone's asking how my LM4 is. I really haven't done anything to it. I did actually just get a low power bolt because I told a friend of mine that if I could, I would take it out to CQB facilities, and I have the ability to, so I will. But I will actually be going to, I believe, SC Village this Saturday. There's an event
Are you going this Thursday?
Thursday.
Yeah, I can't talk about that yet.
That's Sunday.
No, there's a thing going on Thursday. Continue.
Do you want to step outside and tell me real quick? Here, how
Perhaps
about you write it down on this piece of paper? Well, hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna write it down so that way you guys can't read my handwriting.
Yeah. Someone asked me if I was going to be seeing World War Z. Absolutely. I read that book as well as the Zombie Survival Guide by Max Brooks. I also personally got him to sign a copy of World War Z for my mom, who's a big fan of that book. And the funny thing about that is I gave him some of my family's chip tip while I was there, but I also was like, hey, can you send this to my mom? Tell her I really hope you survive the zombie apocalypse and get away with ammo or something like that. I can't remember exactly what, but all he wrote down in there was, Jane, your son loves you very much. So it was very nice of him. I'm a big fan of the book, big fan of the author. I hope the movie is just as good.
It does not
Son
look like
chip.
it's gonna be just as good,
Shh, be quiet.
but we'll see. Here's the secret message for you, Bob.
Oh yeah, team therapist coming on Thursday.
That sounds righteous.
Was that not supposed
We
to say that?
were going through all this effort so people didn't know.
Oh.
Because when we do special guests, I like to actually make it a special oh, we don't know, it's a surprise. And Tim's like, oh no, yeah, I just leaked that Ballahat because they're going to be playing this year on my Facebook.
Somebody
Thought
give me a
my
mouse?
Facebook
What about
friends
this?
know,
Bad luck Bob, tough luck Tim.
Bad luck Bob, tough luck Tim.
Somebody
We
give
need
me
to
a
find some way
mouse.
to get the walkaway in.
I've been tapping through these
Chips?
these things.
Oh, I don't even want to get started on that. Can someone
What?
please give me a mouse? I am trying to edit and I can't do it. Oh, you mean unlock the keyboard?
That was funny. Tim was screwing with our editor at SHOT Show.
It was not funny.
Well, it's funny to those present that were not Josh.
Oh, crap, help.
What is all this?
Do I like Polar Stars? You know?
Wallace, sit there.
Yeah, I'll let him keep talking.
I'm excited next year for Polar Stars.
Yeah,
and
Wallace,
those
sit
kind of
down.
EPAR systems or.
We've got to talk to Wallace.
Ah,
The show's gonna start
why don't we
now.
put him in the middle?
All right. He's
Okay.
comfortable there.
Wallace, we're going to move you right to here. I'm going to move my drink around, said Wallace.
Wallace, scoot to your left a little bit.
Uh,
All right.
For those of you who don't know who Wallace is, you should.
This is One Take Wallace from Z Shot.
C.
He's been on GI TV numerous times, and Wallace has a long drive back to Ohio tonight, so we
You're
want to
all
make
the way-
sure that we get it.
My hair look funny.
You don't call him one
I want to make sure that we've got plenty of time to talk with him before he has to leave. Oh man, I'm not even in frame. Look at that. That's unprofessional.
Quite.
I gotta log in to moderate, so don't go crazy yet.
Josh has to log in and moderate.
Oh, you mean the comment?
Yes, please, Bob.
Hum.
So Wallace, welcome to our live show.
Thank
You've been on GI TV before, probably not with this format. We'll just kind of chit chat while Josh.
It doesn't have to slow down the pace of us
It doesn't have to slow down the pace,
but
guys.
slowing down as in wanting to see each
What
other.
are you doing?
What are you doing?
Well, that's when you go to Blog TV to begin with. You
Josh
get
is
to
watching
see-
other Blog TV
Very,
channels.
very professional
I'm just-
organization this is right here.
I'm really into this lady and what she has to say, guys.
Okay.
So, I mean, this is our live show. It's not real structured. Like, I mean, you are one take Wallace. Used to doing things in one take. It's okay if you mess up.
Okay.
This time.
No, it's not.
Oh, this time.
Does,
Yes.
does it automatically beep?
No, if you curse, everyone hears it.
No.
Isn't that right,
Uh-oh.
Tim?
Yeah.
Automatically, that'd be an amazing piece of technology. I think
I
we
think
should
they-
Predict what
make
I'm
that.
going to say.
yeah, if you could just know, like, boop, automatically, that'd be pretty
I
impressive.
think they have those things, right?
No, they have it on a like 2 or 5 or 30-second delay. That's how they do
30
that.
second delay.
Yeah, like the award shows are. I won't go into past problems like at Super Bowls or whatnot, but like when they don't have enough on delay or they don't have a guy there
Oh.
with a hand on a button,
Oh,
you know
I'm
what
talking
I'm
about some funny stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then those problems occur.
Oh.
Or like when you cuss and don't inform us in time.
Well, we're not like the Grammys or anything like that, so we don't have any of that cool technology. Are you in there, Josh? Are you in there like swimwear?
I am now. I'm in there like swimwear for sure.
Someone figured out what I was not mentioning.
Oh yeah, Janet Jackson for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that whole fiasco?
Yeah.
That was planned for sure.
Mm.
There's no way. Like
What's
There's
Wallace's take? What do you think,
no
Wallace? Do you think it was staged or was it a
the
publicity?
Janet
ploy?
Jackson, what they called that?
You
Justin
haven't seen Super Bowl?
Timberlake.
I don't have time to watch TV.
Fair play. Fair play.
Wallace is too busy being awesome to watch the Super Bowl. So speaking of that, Wallace, let's get to know a little bit about you. You are an airsoft player.
Yes.
Used to be a long time ago. Tell us a little bit about your experience.
I'm kind of still I started playing airsoft and when I was a little kid,
Mm-hmm.
like 9, 10 years old, we would run around the streets and roofs and stuff in Hong Kong, get chased
Mhm.
by cops.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how it is in most Asian countries,
Yeah.
firearms are not legal.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was in like, I don't know, 8th grade or some sort, had a backpack on me and giant M16 sticking out my back. Nobody cares. The
Wow.
cops was like, oh, kids, oh, gun, oh, toy gun, okay.
Wow.
So yeah, I've been playing since I came here for college, and I assume it was like a 93 or some sort. Kind of got abandoned because there's no airsoft in the state at that point in time.
That's true.
We had to import it. You know, the old days of your Den Trinity and
Yeah.
walking clubs, and before you guys come and serve our country.
Yeah.
So I take a hiatus for a few years. Maybe I think it was 2001 we rediscovered airsoft in Ohio.
Really?
The first airsoft game I went to in Ohio was all of 6 of us.
So you went to college in Ohio.
Right, I did went to college in Ohio.
Well, which college?
Ohio Dominican.
Oh, really?
Small little school, liberal. Good exchange program with a lot of Japanese girls.
Can't really get behind that at all.
That sounds right up Bob's alley.
Yeah. Actually, more importantly, is how was the food? Not that good. Okay. All right. That's actually how I selected my college. But I was
Got
just curious.
potatoes and burgers.
Oh, really? Those go well together.
Yeah, that's where these come from.
Yeah. Go and get one of those as well. Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. So you've been playing for a long time, and you start with pickup games here in the States. Like,
Right.
how to proceed from there? Like, where was that big jump where you got into the market?
It's actually kind of an interesting story. I was an IT guy before the whole business thing. My background is I'm a database architect by trade.
Database architect?
Right.
Whoa.
So I do law enforcement software for a company that does your real-time collaboration, fingerprint mugshots and stuff all the way through a cruiser, and we go to police and like military shows and things like that to promote the software. And be an IT guy, I'll go and set up their booth and make sure the computers and networks and hardware and stuff are all working. So it was an IACP show. IACP, it's the International Association of Chief of Police.
Oh.
All the big wigs go there and look at what's new they can buy. And I walking around the booth and I saw Systema being there with their prototype P.T.W. And I looked and I was like, yeah, this is a fantastic design. You've never seen planetary gearbox, removable cylinder. It's fabulous.
What year was this?
Oh, this is probably back in 2004.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
So 2003, I think it was 2003. So I got in there, talked to them a little bit. They were kind of impressed that, hey, there is someone in America that understands airsoft.
Well, a kindred soul, yeah. To someone
So
else.
They talked a little bit. They sent me a sample. I reviewed it. I gave them some feedback. And then SHOT Show, we came to SHOT Show, right? And this is going to drown a little bit. We came to SHOT Show. We got to Systema's booth. A nice big booth with nothing on it. And the CEO, it's a she, by the way, she was in a corner crying. You can see Marco running through her eyes. It's heartbroken. I go up and say, "Tell me what happened? What's wrong?" And they're like, "Custom seized my shipment."
Oh.
So at that point, I was like, "Oh, this is not good. They have customer waiting to see this." I called my buddy at home in Ohio and said, "Go to my house. If you have to break in my house, break in my house." grab that sample P.T.W, ship it out, and I wanted next day air, 8 a.m. in the morning, be at the SHOT Show. So he did. He went over, grabbed it, ship it out. And so it's the second day of SHOT Show, I bring up with one gun, ginormous booth, one tiny gun, and I bring the gun in and say, there is one you can show. So they were appreciative. As soon as I bring it up, there is a customer, I think it was a retired colonel of some sort, they were here waiting to see it. So when I bring it up, they know, oh, this is good, and I give them an explanation, since I know the gun, I know what's good, bad, and stuff, how it works. So I kind of show them what the P.T.W does, what's airsoft, and the whole 9 yards. They liked this so much, I got stuck in the booth for the entire SHOT Show the next 3 days as their booth baby.
Nice.
So thereafter, we kind of got talking a little bit, and after the show, they were like, well, you did great on the show. Can you help us in the next IACP? And I helped them for maybe a couple of years or so, promoting the P.T.W. on the whole time. I paid for all my own airfare, hotels, and stuff. They never reimbursed me, I never asked. But I think they like the give and taking. You give and never ask for something for return. They like that aspect. They want to start Systema USA, and they want to distribute the products. So, one of the dinner meeting, I opened my big mouth and said, well, if you want to open the subsidiary in the U.S., I'll work for you for free. Give me 50% ownership. Negotiation ended.
Oh, really?
No, we don't share. So I was all bummed, go home, but a few months, I think it was 2 months later, I got an email from them and say, well, we don't want to invest in a company and do equity shares and stuff like that, but we can give you a distribution right. Why don't you buy from us and sell? Cha-ching!
Okay then, yeah.
So that's how I started. That was back in
That's the formation of
2005.
Z-Shot.
Now,
Exactly.
I gotta ask, and maybe I missed this, but how come, like, when they were at SHOT Show going to show the Systema, how come you had a sample back in Ohio?
Because it was the prior year at IACP when I talked to them, they like what I'm seeing, so they send me one gun
that makes sense.
to do a
Okay.
reveal. So I
Gotcha.
have one gun. I actually still have the first P.T.W. to ever leave Japan, and it's locked up in my office right now.
Wow.
That was the gun that kind of saved the show that year.
Touche.
Yeah. So little things add up together. It's lucky, I think.
Yeah, I remember when
But it's been fun.
the P.T.W. came out, it made quite a bit of waves in the industry for
Right.
quite a while. So, yeah.
What's it
Yep.
like?
Nothing
Okay.
at all.
Andrew, we'll get to that question later, the one that you posed privately. So that was the formation of Z-Shot back in 2004. I remember when the P.T.W. came out, I was really contemplating buying it because at that time was when I really played Airsoft a lot, and so it would have been a worthwhile investment, but ultimately I ended up sticking with my regular AEGs, which got me by.
Yeah, I think at the time the Systema P.T.W. was $1,100 or it was pretty expensive when it came out.
It was a pretty pricey
Yeah.
gun, but
Yeah.
it was
It's getting worse.
leagues and bounds ahead of
yeah, no,
the Airsoft guns
absolutely.
at the time, for sure.
I just remember being where I was, like, I don't think I could come anywhere near affording it, but I remember just wanting it so bad.
Yeah.
You do get what you pay for.
Oh
Yeah.
for sure.
You do get what you
Especially
pay
with
for.
those
Like,
Yeah.
I love mine.
The M16 I bought instead is like, oh my god, it's like a rubber band right now. You can't do anything with it. It's like, so.
Yeah, but look at bright side. There's nothing wrong with that. You have 20% of the price that does 80% of the gun. Works for most people. I have my backup gun. It's a old regular TM style AG, and then never needed it, but it's there. I usually loan it out for friends, and someone had a gun, had a problem with gun issues. I was like, yeah, take my P.T.W. go play. I'll grab my TM and I have a backup.
I'm actually kind of curious because someone else who I talked to at SHOT Show said you were actually really fun to play airsoft with. Do you have any fun stories you feel like sharing?
A lot.
Okay.
Like the one that I rode down the hill about 35 feet doing role playing. We like to get the whole
Role playing.
root of something.
While
right?
you were rolling?
Yeah, with my guns and everything.
I
else.
immediately
Yeah.
regret this decision. This is horrible. I don't like what I'm doing. Well, how did it go?
It's more like we got shot. We played off. Like, ah, you hit me. You fell off. And then we act out the whole all the thing. And we had guys in the field that I can't remember what movie he just watched. And he got hit by one of the kidney, and he was holding it, rolling around, saying, "Mom, man!"
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
I've
Those
seen
are-
that before. Yeah.
Those are good old days, but I was always going to do my battle die thing, right?
Yeah.
So I got hit, like boom, and then lo and behold, there was a cliff behind me.
I know how you feel on that one.
And then there goes, the whole downward spiral.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have all my arms, legs, fingers,
You're still alive.
Yeah.
I'm still alive. I still jump off cliffs.
Yeah, hey, if you have a problem, like I've got a combat wheelchair I can show you. Probably work out
As long as
very
you know
well.
it's there, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's the surprise that really
The
gets
cliff. Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Those the good old days. Fun.
Yeah.
But
Fun.
tell us a little bit more about Z-Shot, Wallace, because obviously I guess I can gather that you kind of started with Systema back in 2003, which was
Right.
almost 10 years now.
Yeah, it's been around. Well, it's really just a few of us in a small warehouse doing what we love. We focus on higher end best of breed products. You don't get a lot of other distributors. They have thousands of different SKUs. They have a nice wide selection, and a lot of new retailers come to us and say, hey, you don't have this, you don't have this, you don't have this, and then we go to another place. I can get everything I need in there. We can compete with those. We're not one of the big corporate that does that, but we love what we do. We look at every class of AEGs or airsoft guns or accessories and things in the nature. We picked out what we feel is the most innovative. We pick out what manufacturers have a good ethics behind their product. They support it. They support us. They support the user. Those are the products that we go in and carry. So that's what Z-Shot's philosophy is, and we're also very customer service centric. Give you a little bit of a back end story. When we first pick up Aries as a manufacturer, they have a bad rep for not being able to supply parts. We thought we can fix that, and it pains me when we go to the manufacturer and say, hey, we have a customer need this part, we have a customer need this part, and they cannot supply the parts to us because they're not used to doing this for the previous distributor. It really hurts for us when we look at a customer and say, hey, I have a gun, I have one little part that was broken, I can't get this gun to work, and when we cannot provide the parts to them, it's very frustrating. And I can see a lot of the retailers like you guys have the same issue. So after we learn our lessons with the suppliers and we learn what they do things, then we change our operations. So right now we have guns brand new guns are set aside. All we do is cannibalize it.
Really?
So in case you don't have, in case they couldn't supply support, in case this gun has been discontinued for a long time, we will still have stuff available.
That's very thoughtful.
So things that we're trying to change, and we're trying to work with our supplier as opposed to, well, it is what it is. Sorry guys, I'm not going to help you.
SOL.
Yeah, we don't like to do that.
Well, I personally really appreciate it, but I'm sure customers out there do as well.
Yep.
That is kind of a big deal. Well, actually, this may be kind of a stupid question, but if there's a stupid question, I'm the man to ask it. How did you choose the name Z-Shot? Like, how did the name Z-Shot come about?
That's simple. That's actually really simple. Systema Products used to be called Product by Z-Shot.
Oh.
And they do not allow us to register the Systema name because of intellectual properties and stuff. And look at the product packaging. If some of the old timer, like me, back in the old days, all the original Systema packaging have a little bar on the bottom that said Product by Z-Shot. Now I don't know how they came up with it, but I looked at the product. Well, I can't use Systema. Can I use Z-Shot? They were like, okay, you can use Z-Shot. Done.
Got it. Huh. Nice. Interesting.
That's weird. I don't remember seeing that in a lot of the old Systema stuff. I actually have one of my AEGs is really tricked out with a lot of old Systema stuff from a long time ago.
Right.
But
old packaging. You'll see a little Z-Shot thing in the bottom.
Weird.
Yep,
Trickery.
The name stick.
Okay. Yes. Well, Tim, what's next question down the list? What do we got here?
Well, we had actually a couple of product-related questions. I was wondering if you could shed some light on the Aries MS338.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There are some legal pieces, minor things that I cannot discuss too much, but we will tell you that the US version MS338 will be coming very, very soon, and it'll have some nice, pretty marking on it.
Oh.
That's, I think, all I can say right now.
Nice, pretty marking.
Don't think about it too hard,
I feel like
You're turning red.
Yeah, it could mean any number of things.
Another hint is that we make history being the first company to obtain nighttime armament license. We're looking to repeat it.
Okay. Excellent.
Not to be the first again, but to keep going with Knight's Armored stuff. Yeah, we were, I believe you and I were both there when they released that gun and Mr. Knight came out to show it off. And I believe that's in their museum, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, there's one that got into the Knight's Museum. There's also another one that's sitting in Trey Knight's office right now. There's a video on YouTube somewhere that I can't remember where it came from. There was an interview. Actually, I think it's FPS Russia. They were doing an interview with Trey Knight. And if you watch that video, LMG with the orange tip is sitting on his windowsill.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Did Trey talk about it at all in that episode, or was he talking about the real guns?
I think they were talking about real guns and blowing shit up that time.
FPS Russia talking about that? No. Well, that is pretty cool.
I recently found out a very interesting fact about Mr. Knight is the fact that he owns the second largest gun collection in the world.
Oh, I believe it.
Second to the Queen of England.
Oh.
Yes.
Just because you're part British.
I didn't have to mention that because I was British, but it is a cool, interesting fact.
Wait,
I saw some pictures of his warehouse. It is massive, the amount of guns
Isn't
that he
that
has.
He's also got artillery.
Yeah, no, everything. He
Which
sees
is
a gun that he
great.
doesn't have, he researches it, and then buys it. That's it. Just, I'll take one of those. Thank you.
Jealousy, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Knight actually also have a fairly respectable tank collection.
Yeah.
Who collects tanks? That's ridiculous.
Great people do.
When you make KAC, you collect tanks.
Yeah. Dang.
You guys got a chance to go to Florida, I'm gonna make sure you visit his museum.
Yeah. Well, do you know which town it's in? I mean, I could easily Google it, but
Yeah, I always butcher the pronunciation, so I wouldn't try.
fair play.
But yeah, it's in the headquarters. They have a whole building dedicated to it. We walked there once, and there are guns in there that you didn't even know existed.
Really?
All the original prototype M16 before the military deployed it, like the first hand that you just don't want to make by hand, were in his collection.
Wow.
He's got some amazing stuff. The original Stoner 96. You name it. It's firearm history.
Wow.
There.
Wow.
Well, let's go back to airsoft guns a little bit. We were
Okay.
talking about the P.T.W. earlier. That's kind of how you got your start with Z-Shot.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen them around recently.
Okay.
What's the deal with the P.T.W.? What's the status of that gun?
Well, the P.T.W. had some regulatory issues, and we suspended importation according to government request. So we've been very cooperative. We've worked with them in the last couple of years, and we are officially having an ATF approved version available. What will happen is we are upgrading all the receiver per their request would be U.S. made. We're no longer going to import them because even though it doesn't break any laws in Japan, they think it's too real in the U.S. And it gives away too much technical data. So obviously, don't go find old P.T.Ws and try to do crazy stuff with it because someone's going to go to jail.
Yeah.
But the new version would be ATF approved.
compliant, okay.
There'll be compliance. And we're also going to run a program once this is done. That every officially imported P.T.W. will work with the current owner and do a upgrade program. Okay, so they can send the guns in. We'll upgrade receiver to the 775 or Forge low receiver that is the same specification as the firearm, and you can optionally also upgrade up receiver so we can bring the gun into ATF compliance, and then we'll work with the user to either destroy the non-compliance OLO receiver or surrender it to ATF so that nobody's going to get the issue down the road.
That's
good.
cool.
Yeah.
But what about Systema parts in general? That's another thing. I mean, I remember the big release for Systema a couple of years ago was the energy lineup. I haven't really seen them come up with anything like that since then. Is there anything like that in the works?
No, Systema, I think as a company, I'll be very honest, okay? Systema parts are very, very good. They're well engineered, very durable, but they're also very expensive.
Yes.
Okay. These days, when you ask me to buy a $90 gear set, I have a hard time selling it. Okay. Unless you're the top of the top, 5% in most elite player that wanted the absolute best. There are a lot of other products, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot saying this, there are other products that will do 80% as good as a Systema gear set that you guys carry, and it only costs 20% as much. So I'm not pushing you guys away from buying Systema parts, but it's difficult to compete.
The market's different.
Right, the market is different. There's a lot of good product coming out from Taiwan, China, and those places where their manufacturing cost is lower. And quite frankly, a lot of times you don't need that much precision on the gear. You don't need to be, the tolerance to be 1/1000th of an inch tight. You can settle with a little less. It still works. Go with those, save you some money, buy some other accessories, sort up your gun. In that regard, sales on Systema Parts, as good as it is slowing down. And because it's slowing down, what we're doing is we're focusing on the P.T.W. So there's more powerful, high rate of fire P.T.W. coming out. There is a top secret dual sector gear for the P.T.W. that we're working on. Don't have release date, but it'll bring your rate of fire to over 40 rounds per second.
It's not really a secret anymore now, is it?
Well, the secret is how we make it. There is a lot of detail into the timing of the gear set to make it work, and that's a lot of work.
Yeah, because I remember the original P.T.W. One of the things that made it really unique and how the gun operated was the optical sensor on the gear to make sure that your rate of fire was proper. Also, I think it had a little bit to do with the last round, making sure that the gun stopped firing and stuff like that. So I guess that you're bringing that old system back, but you're updating it.
Right.
That's
yep.
cool.
So there's a lot of good things. And if you look at P.T.W. in general, many years ago I wrote an article, right? I think it was 2004. I wrote an article back when P.T.W. first came out. One of the things I said on the article is, whether P.T.W. is going to make history, nobody really know. But one thing for sure, it's going to bring competition. It's going to drive the industry to realize, hey, there is something new out there. So you look at the P.T.W. After the P.T.W., you have TM come up with the new next generation products, recoil shocks and whatnot. They have similar features. Ares follow up with the first. Actually, even before Ares, there is a lot of aftermarket MOSFET type sensor available after the P.T.W.
Combining the mechanism of the gearbox with electronics.
Right. And if you look at it, P.T.W. is truly the first AEG to bring that computer control to mass market. Even though the pricing is very high, it's the first gun, mass-produced gun to have MOSFET, to have sensor, to have trigger control, active braking, all of those features roll into one. Now 19 years later, some of this stuff is getting outdated. They're doing a technology refresh, but you see a lot of those electronic technology kind of channel and trigger through into other products. So the ASU we distribute is one of those, and then the Ares M4 that has the all the firing control system embedded in the gearbox is one of those. And I think P.T.W. as a concept drives a lot of those new innovation out to the market.
Did you say 19 years later?
But 9 to 10 years.
Oh, 9 to 10. Okay. I was like, wow, the P.T.W. came out in the 90s?
Yeah. Well, P.T.W., the original prototype was ready in 02 and 03. The first production model that we looked at was from 04. So if you look at it, it's been around for a little while.
Okay.
Interesting.
Now you mentioned Ares, the next generation. By the way, I got to get you that gearbox. It's sitting on my desk. It's been there for a while. Let's talk about the Ares system, because Ares is another one of those companies that's integrating the mechanism of the gearbox with some of the features that you're talking about. Ares also is one of my favorite manufacturers for high quality sniper rifles.
Yes.
Now I don't, as Bob knows, I'm not a huge fan of sniping on the field, but I can appreciate the
good
quality
rifle,
and the really good accuracy that you guys can make those Ares rifles out of. So what are some of the new stuff that we can expect from Ares this year?
Well, the most exciting one is, as I said, the M4 with fully computerized control, trigger system in the gearbox. It's going to look plain Jane M4. However, it's inside. That's what really counts. As far as sniper rifles, the MS338 definitely will be ready, this year, and hopefully we'll have our first shipment before skirmish season kicks in by March. Okay. So you guys will have those. The M40 we had.
What do you mean skirmish season?
Well, it's too cold in Ohio right now to play. So
you guys don't Airsoft in the snow or anything?
We don't have our skirmish season's year round. Our skirmish season's year round.
Bakersfield, I don't know.
It's negative 15 in Ohio right now.
Well, I've heard it's hot in Hong Kong and really muggy.
Yeah, we never snow.
Well, it snows every 10 years in Bakersfield. Just saying. Just saying. Actually, I want to address the Ares M4, because that gun with the computer-controlled system, and I guess just does away with one of the first problems I ever had in Airsoft with my old Classic Army version 1 MP5. You pull the trigger a lot on semi, and the gearbox would lock up. And and that's a problem that is basically dealt with on this Ares M4. And you can reset it to do 2-shot bursts or multiple shot bursts, and I really like that. I'm really excited I can't wait to use one against you, Tim. But
I have one too. but-
I know. Great.
You're watching
great.
Duke it up.
Yeah. But the other thing that I want to ask, because actually it's been asked on our show a number of times, and I'm sure folks on here really want to know, and I don't mean to be awkward, but when or what happened to the Ares M40?
Ares M40 was ready since last year. We had to delay the launch again due to licensing issue.
Oh, yeah.
We've been in discussion with Macmillan to do an official licensing, but that licensing contract was yanked from us. And then, long story short, I don't want to talk about another distributor. I mean, they're a friend of ours. I understand they need to make money, but after the whole thing go down, the cost increase doesn't really justify putting the Macmillan name on the rifle.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, it's just a stock, and the gun is really not a Macmillan rifle either. So we've been going back and forth, talking war. Would you like this? No, we don't. And at the very end, we decided to just screw it. We'll just push it out.
Wow.
So you can order it. Our first shipment should be in again together at the same time as the MS338.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you'll see them this year. We kept all the good stuff. It's still VSL compatible.
Mhm.
All the internal you can upgrade. We have a CO2 bolt that should launch at the same time.
Really?
So you can cycle it with your pinky.
That's
Yeah.
that's
And
the
you
kind of
can-
sniper rifle I like to use.
Right, and you can buy, because the CO2 is not as finicky about being cold.
Yeah, it's better in cold
Right?
weather. Yeah,
Better in
that's
cold
right.
weather, it's more consistent, and you can get CO2 cartridge pretty much everywhere in your Walmart and Targets.
Well, I mean, will it be based on like the 8 gram or the?
Yeah, the Storlio 12 gram,
12 gram.
Okay, yeah,
CO2
I've
piece.
seen the 8 grams, and those are hard to find. But I saw
Right.
some other gun that used them.
This will be the standard one that's
Precision.
available everywhere for your
I've
air
only
guns.
seen one gun that uses the 8-gram cartridge.
Which one was that?
It's the Car98 by G&G.
I've seen the Car98, but we had another gun in here not too long ago that used the 8 gram. But yeah, I remember the Car98.
The 12 grams are definitely the more popular
Yeah.
CO2 cartridge. The 8 grams, we were lucky to find those in the restaurant business, actually.
Oh.
Chefs use those for like their pressurized,
The
like...
wine openers?
No. They're for like, I don't know, like cake decorating something. They
Oh,
have
yeah.
CO2 powered like frosting things.
I know they
Sounds
use them
flaky.
in bicycle tire
Yeah,
pumps.
those two. Yeah. I've seen those applications, but definitely 12 gram is more useful, definitely more closely related to shooting sports. You know, a lot of the big box stores will have
Yeah,
12 gram
it's
stuff.
much more readily available.
Yeah, and especially if, I mean, something with such a slow cycle rate like a bolt action sniper rifle, you're not going to cool down the CO2 cartridge,
Right.
because if you were firing like a full auto rifle, it would still cool down.
Yeah.
And plus, you don't have to roll back. All the energies is used to push the
Push
BB
the
out.
BB forward, yeah.
Nothing
Yeah,
needs
so
to
it's
use
really
the
gas
cyclist stock
efficient.
and stuff. Right.
So that's really cool. I mean, looks like a lot of really cool sniper rifles coming out. Like I said, I like the Ares sniper rifles simply because of their
Thank you.
realism. I remember when the AW338 came out in like 05 or 06 or something like that.
The regional one.
Yeah, it was just like the op from
Yeah.
Counter-Strike, and I was like,
Oh,
dude, this
so
gun is
awesome.
so cool. You guys actually sold it with the scope and everything like that. It was a really,
Right.
Really
it
good
was an
package.
awesome package.
Yeah.
Really pricey, but totally worth
Yeah,
it.
yeah, especially like that game. Oh man.
No, when you can outgun everyone else in the field, that's worth the mission.
I mean, just looking cool is like half the battle.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because I can die.
Airsoft is 80% dressing up, 20% actually
Yeah.
shooting at people.
Yeah,
Fashion something.
exactly.
Oh man.
Yep.
Well, I mean, other than their, general uniqueness and high build quality, what are some of the other selling points that that Ares products carry?
I think other than those parts, it's going to be on the customer support side.
Mhm.
We as a company, I don't know if you guys have had these questions asked about, hey, innovations is good,
Mhm.
but if I have some parts and pieces that I cannot replace, the innovations is useless. Or if you have a new design, is it going to be tested? Is it going to be working? A good example is when I first got into distributing Ares products, and when they first started using the micro switch trigger before
Mhm.
the computerized trigger,
Mhm.
they did use, I believe it was like only 25 or 30 amp rated micro switch.
Mhm.
And if you put a high voltage battery or use a M150 spring of some sort,
Mhm.
they will burn out.
Mhm.
So they fixed it very quickly with one that is rated for significantly more amperage.
Mhm.
But there is a lingering effect from the community saying that, hey, their trigger is not working,
Mhm.
right? But we've heard really is not as much as the new innovation is the evil, is the lack of support and lack of port supply, especially from our the prior distributor that really is the evil. We talk to a lot of our dealers, including you guys, and say, hey, if you can get me replacement parts, it's okay. So one of the new features per se that we're bringing in for Aries this year is that if there is any new product, such as this M4, then during a certain period of time, we will extend the warranty to a 30-day unconditional. So it doesn't matter what you do with the gun. You put a 20-volt battery in the gun, and it fries the circuit, we'll replace it. You sit on it, break it in half, we'll replace it. The reason we do this is we want to know, because it's a new product. I mean, if you want to say, hey, I'm using the end user as a guinea pig, I'll take it, head on and say yes. But we want to know at what point, the gun is breaking in the real world environment. We've tested it in-house many times. We've listened to a lot of user feedback. We've changed these and changed these. We have a product we feel it's rock solid. But we cannot possibly test every single combination. So when someone go on the field and say, well, I'm only using the 11.1, but because I did this and the temperatures is here, it causes problem. We want to know about it. So during this introductory period, warranty, no question asked. As long as you tell me what's wrong, what happened, how it happened, we'll take care of the gun for you. And on top of it, as far as the innovations and parts availability, we're doing 3-year performance guarantee. It's the first in the industry. The performance guarantee works like this. If you buy a gun from us, and let's say 2 or 3 years later, your template plate worn out. You need a new template plate, and we have a proprietary template plate. You can't just buy a standard version too, which is not the case, but just say, for example, you have this. If I cannot sell you a replacement template plate, or if I cannot repair your gun back to fully functional status in a reasonable cost, I will buy the gun back from you. Okay, so this gives you, I hope this will give our users the confidence to invest in something that, yes, we know the Aries guns is not the cheapest, because it will never be, due to the innovation, the technology, the nice receivers, and all the effort we put into the gun. It'll never be cheap. But when you're putting down your money and say, all my hard-earned money, here's an investment for the gun, I want all of you to come back with full, strong confidence that this is going to last me a good time for many years down the road.
Well, I feel like I should do something extraordinarily stupid at Tim versus Bob 4, since I will be using an Aries M4.
Don't hang yourself with it.
Well, no, I'm not going to hang myself with it. It's just, there's a preponderance of swamps around there, and I have been walking around swamps, or I've done that before. So maybe I'll just take the long route or something. I don't know. I feel like doing something.
Try it, or to see how water resistant the circuits are.
Well, I'm probably not going to do a Chuck Norris and just come out of the water with it, but
that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Bob, we're supposed to raffle off these guns to a lucky TVB participant afterwards, so they're probably not going to want a swampy, dirty
Probably not.
gun.
That's character.
Yeah, it adds character, especially if you get the gun con right.
And we'll still warranty it.
Yeah, I know that you will, but I mean, the point of the raffle was so that somebody would have a really nice.
It would be kind of like
memory.
sad if they're like, oh, I got the Tim Pyre's gun. I got Bob's gun. Just get
pour all the swamp water out of the barrel.
It's like a fish stuck in there.
Thanks, Bob.
Sorry.
I want the Tim Pyre's gun. But we've been talking a lot about Systema and Aries. One of the newer products that you guys Z-Shot started carrying recently is Pantac. Can we talk about Pantac a little bit?
Actually, Pantac is not related to us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We know the Pantac guy really well. Okay, we're from the same cities and stuff. They're completely independent.
Oh, okay.
And actually, Pantac is more of a, by my understanding at least, they're more of a military firearm side business, but they do not discriminate about airsoft. So I like those guys a lot. I mean, you guys should invite them to come in and do a live show sometimes.
Yeah, maybe we could do that one of these days.
Yeah. But from a great guy, fellow. Because again, we're both in Ohio. We sit down and talk shit to each other once in a while, and then they're a bunch of great fellows. They don't discriminate airsoft like most of the other.
That's kind of what we wanted to get into, actually, though. Is that we're big fans of Pantac here. Josh has a Pantac rig or two.
I have a ton of Pantac
Josh
stuff.
has a lot of Pantac
I spent a lot of
stuff.
money with
Just like my Aries M4, I was forced to raffle off the only Pantac gear that I used consistently, or even owned. Well, I didn't own it, I guess. It was the Pantac plate carrier. Remember, you're like, Bob, go in the warehouse and pick any piece of body armor you want. I was like, oh, sweet, Pantac plate carrier. I used it for a long time. Puked in front of it quite a bit, and thankfully didn't tell the guy who won that. But But yeah, then we had to raffle that off.
What are these watching now? Bob?
Well, that's awkward.
That's his comment right there.
I didn't actually puke on it. I've actually never puked on any of my gear. I've puked through my face mask before. Ugh,
Spaghetti.
No, but it's like liquid going out, chunks stay in. So, ugh.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to touch on Pantag. I thought we could get a little bit more info, but maybe we'll have the Pantag guys on sometime in the future.
Yeah. I think they'd love to.
Maybe. Well, Wallace, I know that you have a long drive ahead of you. You're going all the way back to exactly how far?
No, it's about, normally it's about 40-hour drive.
Oh,
And,
God.
since we're towing a trailer,
It's going to be a little bit.
it'll be a little longer. Plus, bathroom stops.
Of course.
2.5 days. We'll be home.
All right. Well, I just want to give you a thank you for joining us.
You guys are very welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. Really happy to have you here.
Yeah, and have a safe trip. I should probably get you that gearbox that's sitting on my desk before you take off. But thanks for joining us, Wallace.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bob, if you can keep them entertained while I show
Yeah.
Wallace out. Do something.
Dance for your treats.
Dance.
Dance for your treats.
Where is he?
That was really
Everyone's saying bye, Wallace.
Hello, everybody. I will answer questions while Tim is gone. Do I like the G36? The real one? Yes. The Airsoft version? Yes.
Bob, you fired the G36 at the firing range in the video that just went up live, didn't you know?
I did. So make sure to check out the video, or actually check out GI TV Uncut. We got a chance. Actually, Wallace here gave us the opportunity to go to Battlefield Vegas after hours, I guess, and we got to shoot a lot of different guns there. It's really awesome. We got to shoot the MG32 or MG. Oh shit! I can't believe I'm blanking on that. But Josh, you got to shoot the FNP.
I got to shoot the FNP Tactical with the Osprey silencer.
MG36. Yeah.
And it was amazing. I really would love to have that pistol.
Yeah.
It's a superb pistol.
MG42. God, I feel so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a great gun. I actually didn't decide to shoot that until I saw you pointed out on the wall. I was like, oh, that's the gun you use in Black Ops 2, right?
Black Ops 2, yeah. Yeah, I am quite known to use the FNP in Black Ops 2. It is a very powerful pistol, and it's just very fun. I love that. I love that game. I love the gun. I like the gun before the game, just to not be a hipster here. But yeah, it's fun. I like it.
Yeah, no, that was definitely. I mean, I was tempted to take the suppressor off, but.
Oh, you didn't fire without a suppressor?
No, it's just I've never gotten to fire a gun with a suppressor. I mean, a pistol with a suppressor.
It's really fun.
So, yeah, it is.
McTwist, I'm going to give you a warning right now. I know how you feel strongly about the ball hawk game. That's cool, but please don't spam the chat anymore. So.
Well, I think he's just disagreeing with. Oh, has he been saying that a lot, or just the all caps?
He's been saying it multiple times and in all caps.
Well, Tim's not here to see it, so boom in your face. Bob for the Timpire? Absolutely not.
There will be more propaganda videos, or as I like to call them, fun entertainment, for the Bob vs. Tim game. So make sure you stay tuned for that. There will be some really cool videos. We're working on some really awesome stuff.
You guys didn't see it, but Tim did a Titanic entrance.
Yeah.
Just right off the bow. But you did do that.
I did it with one arm.
I don't.
Taking your Red Bull.
Oh wait, we never finished the contest
What contest?
from SHOT Show.
Oh, dude.
You
There
guys,
was no
you guys
prizes
never
displayed.
You
There was
guys
no
never.
prizes
There,
displayed.
okay, you finally agree with me that there were none displayed.
Yeah.
But I at least have HKS corroborating my evidence, and I have photographic stuff, and you guys have nothing.
All right.
Yeah, the optic challenge just didn't. It didn't work because there was no prices at SHOT Show. Because
There were prices.
You have to ask them.
No, there are certain booths that have prices. That's the whole point of the challenge.
Baloney.
I can show you prices on other products. I didn't find any for optics.
You know, it really wasn't a
You
fair
guys didn't
challenge.
try.
It really wasn't a fair
we
challenge.
were doing our job, Bob.
You know,
We're not going to SHOT Show next year.
Had I have been able to leave the editing cage,
Oh, yeah, you didn't have a
I might
chance.
have had a chance. to
Editing
actually-
cage.
Yeah,
I like
I'm
how you call
referring
it
to it as the cage now because it was just a.
It did have like a separation.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah.
I felt like guys.
Back in the cage.
Guys, can I come out? No, I'm sorry. Okay.
Here's more footage.
Can I come out now?
I'm buried in footage.
Yeah, it was bad.
Did I break anything at SHOT Show? Yeah.
Spirits of some young girls' hearts.
I did kind of put a dent in a wall, which if you see
What?
our video at GITV Uncut.
more like a bullet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bob shot the wall. Explain that.
Yeah, so when we went to Battlefield Vegas, courtesy of Wallace and the folks from Battlefield Vegas, we basically got our choice to fire any guns out there, and I like all these guns from Saving Private Ryan, and I never get the chance to fire them. So
The BAR.
I was shooting the BAR, and with the bipod I was doing great, and Jet tried to operator it, which is just hold it and semi-auto it. Well, he was told he can only semi-auto it. He did great. The guy on the other end of the line, the target was scared poopless, but I basically fired the gun, probably 3-round burst, and emptied out the mag. Then what?
Poopless, huh?
I didn't want to say shitless.
Well, you just did.
I mean,
You forced my hand here.
I feel like shit is an okay terminology that we can talk about.
I'm trying not to
because
cuss
that
as
target
much.
was. The bullets were around him for sure. If that had been a real person.
Well, I hit him when I had the bipod out, but the problem is, and the range safety officer did say this, is that the trigger pull on that BAR is massive, and he said he usually uses his middle finger to take care of it.
Yeah.
The trigger.
This is the range master we're talking about. This guy fires guns on fully automatic all day for a living.
And he's a Marine that formerly deployed. So
he said
or had
he
deployed.
used his middle finger to pull it. That's how.
It is a very strong trigger pull, and I definitely remember pulling down on the trigger and just moving the gun a little bit that way, which.
Tell people what you did.
I thought it was just the wall, but I hit basically the corner. You can see the cement just go poof. And thankfully in the video, our editors were nice enough to go back, like kind of shade in the footage so you can see exactly where I shot the wall. And it was very embarrassing. And that's why we have the hashtag.
I had nothing to do with it. I would never make Bob look.
I thought the funny thing was the range officer was just like, oh yeah, just go ahead and shoot my wall. Like, he was just so nonchalant about it.
Yeah. Now, the whole night they actually said, don't shoot my ceiling, don't shoot my ceiling.
You didn't shoot the ceiling.
But the funny thing, which I'm surprised was not edited into the videos, right before that I was like, down with Tim, boom. Oh. I was like, this is so embarrassing.
That's why I'm not worried about you.
Oh my God.
Couldn't hit the broadside of a bar.
I'm going to have a good time. I'm better with shotguns, jeez.
Yeah.
That was a really fun night, though. We all got to fire guns that we haven't really ever fired before. So you got to shoot the SCAR light. You got to shoot the SCAR heavy with the suppressor.
It was a really great time. The
I want to
scars.
shoot a SCAR.
The scars were really legit, man.
You really shot the SCAR light.
Yeah, I saw Andrew fire it, and I didn't realize how, because Andrew's a tall guy, and he took a really low shooting stance, and I didn't notice it peripherally because I was trying to film at the same time. And I just didn't take the shooting stance as he did. So I got behind it and I was like, yeah, this is awesome! I was just letting it go. But
Do you remember that gentleman
it was
from
a really good time.
a rival company last year that fired the AK?
Yes.
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, wow.
And they stopped, and he's like, I refuse to fire on semi-auto. It's like, okay, man. And I think the range master had his hands on his back just to
I
keep
do.
Oh,
I do
really?
remember.
Wow.
That was funny.
That's
Yeah, that was pretty hilarious.
Somebody
EOTech
asked me what my
8.1.
favorite tool song was.
T1.
I think it's Wallace.
I feel like that's just...
There it is.
The live shows from Vegas will not be posted anywhere that humankind can see them.
Yeah, sadly. I mean,
So
we
didn't
For
record
3
the live
reasons.
shows.
The first reason is we didn't bring a camera. The second reason is we didn't bring a camera.
Third reason
We
is...
brought cameras, but
did
just
not
not the
talk about
ones-
Fight Club.
Yeah.
We just didn't bring the ones that we record the live shows with. So if you happen to see the Vegas live shows, you're one of the few people
Yeah.
in the world that have.
Good luck.
If you didn't, maybe we'll set something up next year.
Valley Forge. If you want to see a Josh's Mercenary Force, you got to make huge petitions over it. I have no say in the matter.
What would be a
so-
good... I mean, Josh's Predators...
I think a Predator squad would be pretty legit.
Yeah, but you guys would have to like go full like
I was thinking
suit.
more Predators from like Warhammer. But
What are you guys talking about?
Oh, that's a vehicle.
Are you talking about video games?
No,
No, I was talking about like
Warhammer.
actually having people dressed up as actual
Oh,
predators.
because of his title.
yeah, yeah.
Predator. Oh, okay.
Maybe going too far, but they actually had that at New Horizon. The last New Horizon we went to, they had guys in ghillie suits
Predators,
and
yeah.
predator suits
Yeah.
with P90s.
Josh's Beauty Club. I like that. I think we can go with that. That would make a great team name. The
Andrew,
Josh-
is that something that
The
Alan
JVC?
wants us to say?
Oh, what was your favorite thing you saw at SHOT Show? I already know what mine is. I was really excited about
You know,
it.
it's weird. The first thing that pops in my head is something really small and seems insignificant, but I think is...
Ready? On the count of 3. 1.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, we're all going to say
All
our
right,
favorite
all right.
thing at SHOT Show on the count of 3.
I need time. Oh, I feel like I should think
Wait,
about
my
this.
favorite thing too?
We're all going to say our favorite things at the count of 3.
Oh, I need to think about
Yeah,
it.
I know. I
Take,
need some
take
time
your
to think
time
about
because
this.
I know what I want to
What's
say.
my favorite?
Wait, is it something that I, like, if I could have it, I would?
Just your favorite thing in general?
Just your favorite thing you saw.
Oh, okay.
Favorite thing in general, yeah.
All right. I'm good.
I don't know. I don't think I have a
You're
favorite.
not good yet?
No.
Dude, we
Favorite
saw a
thing
lot of
in
really cool
general.
stuff, man.
I'm torn between two things.
I don't remember seeing like really, really awesome stuff.
I've got like a top 3 right
There's
now.
like a lot of really good stuff, but I don't like one thing that stands out above the rest.
I've got it.
I don't know.
I've got mine.
Bob, ever heard of a naked gunner's hug? I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to.
You ever seen a drone?
Okay, why don't you two go because I can't think of
Okay,
it.
all right, on 3.
Go.
Wait, say it on 3 or say it on 1, 2,
On
3?
3, on
Okay.
3. 1, 2, flashbang.
Rifle,
magazine.
grenade launcher.
Flashbang magazine.
Okay,
I see,
that's
that's
badass. ICS rifle grenade launcher is cool, but it's not going to be out for quite a while. But the next best thing would be the Aries chainsaw.
Josh's one was good though. Oh, the Aries chainsaw would have been cool.
The
Yeah.
the flashbang magazine for me personally, I mean, I'm not trying to go super artistic here, but I really love art, and that was like a form of art that I've never seen before, and it really captured my attention. As soon as I saw it, I was like, wow, this is stunning. Every picture in there is amazingly, beautifully shot. And the
Well
time and
lit, too.
dedication it took to go and stay with these guys and do all these training missions, it was just yeah, I was really happy to see that. Plus, the guy is super humble. and
Yeah, he was
nice.
really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And he gives 15% of this profit back to wounded warriors, to the families of the people in the units, and all that stuff. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's basically most of the money he would make off of it goes right back to the folks who support those units.
So for me, I felt like the thing that kind of stole SHOT Show for me was definitely the Flashbang magazine.
Good pick.
As small and maybe not as big of a thing as it was, I really loved it. It's really cool that KWA is going to be distributing it. So,
Yeah.
you know, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about on stream, it's called Flashbang Magazine.
I think that we did. Did we make a video?
We
on
did,
it? I'm pretty
yeah.
sure that we did. So the Flashbang magazine is a magazine that covers special forces from around the world. There's 3 units per issue.
Right.
And the cool thing about the magazine, other than what Josh is saying, is the pictures are awesome. There's very few words there, so it's
and
mostly a
there's
pictorial.
No advertisements.
Yeah, and there's no
Yeah.
advertisements.
Yeah.
So the proceeds for the magazine, aside from what they need to operate, is going to go towards the units that they feature
Mhm.
in the magazine. So Josh actually has a really cool item. Bob's item is really cool. I just couldn't think of anything.
The rifling. Okay, let's talk about that for a minute because that is going to revolutionize
if
it works properly.
if they get the grenades to work so they won't hurt someone when they get shot out of the barrel, then it'll be great. They've got the marking rounds, they got the training rounds. I thought there was like a third option they may have mentioned was on the drawing board.
It's 2-second delay.
What?
2 second.
Yeah, 2-second delay explosion or
Yeah.
something like that. But you know, honestly, I'm still a bit skeptical. But the fact that they're putting so much work into it and have at least some sort of sample model to show us, that's pretty cool. And you know, I'd be very excited for that to come out. The grenade launchers, for as long as I've been in Airsoft, have basically just been big shotgun rounds, or you can use the ones without the BBs and launch the small little Nerf footballs out of them. So that works for sort of.
But the distance on that thing, 100 meters. 100 meters. That is amazing. I can't
Yep.
even wait to. Why am I just finding out about this right now?
Finding
You
out
guys
about
reading
what?
the chat?
No, what
I'm
happened?
reading the chat. People are
I'm-
asking about
Yeah.
something not related to what we're talking about.
Yeah,
So-
but I mean, how come I haven't heard anything about this? I felt like I would have heard something
Okay.
else by now.
People are asking what's going on with KWA and H&K.
I'm oblivious.
They have not split ways. KWA,
Part ways.
OEMs, the H&K stuff. Well, OEMs, the H&K pistols for Umarex USA. KWA will no longer be distributing them. And I don't, maybe Alan can correct me because I see Alan there.
Alan,
Parts support may have to go through Umarex as well. Basically, Umarex is the distributor, they're the license holder for H&K. KWA manufactures the pistols. So they're not splitting ways. KWA is still making the HK stuff that you guys know and love. But for the distribution, for your part support, for your warranty and everything like that, it's got to go through Umarex. I think I have that correct. Andrew, tell me if I need to add or subtract anything from that.
give the camera a cookie. I don't have any cookies.
Does that pretty much sum it up? Will do. Okay. So that pretty much sums it up. So any rumors you guys heard, they're not splitting ways, they're not
Parting ways, you mean?
parting ways, whatever. Yeah, so that takes care of that.
Okay. Well, there's that.
Good talk.
What do you guys think about the? Actually, no, no. Tim, you need to answer this question. You need to answer what your favorite thing at SHOT Show was. We will not move on, and we will sit here silently until you finish your plate.
I got one more thing to mention so we can think.
All right, go ahead while I'm thinking.
Okay, good. There are these Manta rail covers. I believe the company is Manta, and I believe Wallace from
Manta Ray?
yeah, so like Manta Ray. Wallace from Z-Shot is going to be distributing them, and what I find them very interesting for is the fact that there are rail covers out right now where you can slot in a pressure pad, but this one you actually slot it in between the rail cover itself, so it's going to stay on there. It's not going to move anywhere. You don't need to duct tape anything down, and you basically just put your thumb on top or on the side or wherever it is, and just press down on the rail cover itself and use the pressure pad. So I think it's really cool. I think it gives just a cooler look to the gun. Comes out in a variety of colors, and I can't wait to get them in. But I already snagged myself one of the tinier ones at SHOT Show, so I'll be good to go. Yeah, so I thought that was a really cool thing. That was the first thing I was going to say, but then I thought of the chainsaw.
I didn't get to see that.
I brought it in. Didn't you see it when I... Oh, you weren't here yesterday. Right.
Yeah.
My bad.
Tim, you don't think that that sight that aims for you was really cool? You didn't think
that was a hunting
that aims for
No, that was a hunting sight that actually you can mark. Let's say you're hunting deer, you mark it with the scope, and then let's say you're set up. If it moves around, it'll keep the mark where you have the grouping you want. Like let's say you want to hit it in the heart, it'll actually follow your target where you grouped it. So you can,
saw that one.
like let's say there'll be like a dot in the center, and you want your X's to match up. You move it over, and it'll turn red once you got it perfectly.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, I think we're standing in front of you. You just probably
That
forgot.
sounds really cool, though.
We'll just wait for your response.
Good pressure. Pressure.
Sweet. We only got 263 friends to go.
Sorry, yeah. To summarize the M40 info, it will be shipping out
Soon.
non-trademarked, if I'm correct, right?
Just wanted the Macmillan licensing. Now.
Right. But it'll be
I don't,
shipping
even
out with
really,
the
I don't know why that was
M40.
really significant, because Macmillan, all they do is make the stock. So like Wallace was saying, like Macmillan, I guess they couldn't come to an agreement, and the costs outweighed the what?
I'm not completely talking out of my ass.
About what?
I don't know. Someone just saying I'm talking out of my ass. Oh, continue.
I'm still thinking about my favorite.
What do you guys just think on the Elite Force Beretta AR X160? Numbers, letters, so many of them. What do you guys think? I picked it up. It was cool.
The Airsoft version I picked up didn't even have a gearbox or anything in it, so
that's
it's
kind of how I felt about it too.
premature. I'm not a huge fan of how it looks, but we'll see. I'm gonna wait to give my opinion until the final product comes out. But man, I don't even know what my favorite thing is.
Bob, is there something I should be doing that I'm not aware of?
Why?
Okay, I guess I'm just gonna
You
say.
just keep looking at me as though I should be doing something.
Oh, no, it's because you guys were sort of talking. I was going looking at the comments, just kind of.
I guess I'm just gonna go with the Sphinx SDP pistol, the real one.
Oh,
the bang.
but
bang
you
one.
saw
That
you
was
saw that
it.
at Media Day though.
I know, and that was
I know.
the part of SHOT Show. But that was really the only cool, like, unique thing that I thought was really cool that I didn't know much about before. Because I think that a lot of the stuff that happened at SHOT Show, I kind of had an idea about, except for those VFC pistols. That really caught me off guard, too.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
But the SDP by Sphinx, being able to fire the subcompact, the compact, the silenced version with the Defiance suppressor on it was really
Pretty
neat.
badass.
Yeah,
Jealous.
And getting to look at the Halo sights that they had was really kind of cool.
Now that does have. Someone just asked if it has a low profile slide, and it does. It actually reminds me a little bit.
Of a CZ.
Yes, of actually that was the KWA KZ75.
Well, it is made by the Swedes, so.
Swiss.
Swedes or Linzers.
I'm not sure. I'm not gonna go down there.
Two different countries. Okay.
Swedes or
Moving
Linzers.
on.
They both make chocolate and it's delicious, so.
Okay. Okay, someone asked me, and
Why
I
is
feel
everyone
like,
yelling?
I feel like we get this question a lot. They asked me specifically if I like Polar Stars, but I figure you can answer this as well. Tim?
Oh,
What are your feelings?
I like Polar Stars because they're made. Well, the exteriors are made by VFC, and I like VFC products. I think their exteriors look really good. I like that the Polar Star is like new and innovative. It's a unique airsoft gun, unlike anything else on the market.
Mhm.
I don't really like how it shoots because it's like a hose for BBs, so you really have no feedback at all. Just literally pull the trigger. It's like pulling a switch, and then the BBs fly out of the barrel. But it does perform really well, and it has some really cool features. In the fact that you can adjust the muzzle velocity, you can adjust your rate of fire, and there are very few moving parts. So I like that the Polar Star guys thought that through, and wanted to make sure that the gun was going to be as reliable as possible.
Yes.
But that's kind of my feelings. I mean, I don't think that I would ever buy a Polar Star because most of the reason is that I have a lot of airsoft
Yeah, I was
guns
gonna say, you
already,
own
so I
enough
don't
guns.
need another gun. But if I were in the market for something unique that was ultra reliable, that I could customize my muzzle velocity and rate of fire, the Polar Star would probably be something that I would consider. Now, after hearing what Wallace was saying about the next-gen P.T.W. that's coming out, that could also be a serious contender for a customizable gun with their fire control unit and stuff like that. So, dude, a dual sector year P.T.W., that sounds nuts.
Yes.
That sounds crazy. Out of the box, a gun that shoots 40 rounds per second? I don't think...
I will say this. Polar Star versus like P.T.W., if I had to make a comparison, every single time
We'll go with the P.T.W.
will go with a P.T.W. No matter what generation. Like if you said, look, you have to buy a Polar Star today or a P.T.W. today, it's like, cool, grab a P.T.W.
Yeah.
And the simple reason is,
No air time.
it's so lame. It's so, like, why don't I just remove the aspect of the gun and just turn it into a hose that I hold and point at people? Like,
Yeah, I guess technically you don't even need it to look like an M4.
Yeah,
You just have a
it's-
switch and a barrel.
Exactly.
I actually I remember when we went to Operation Irene. I was on top of the building. We did have a guy with an airsoft flamethrower, which is basically just a fire hose of BBs in a backpack. But oddly enough, I am basically going to echo your opinion on the Polar Star. Is that it's revolutionary in how it's come out to the airsoft market.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of great features. Most of which I like are the fact that it's reliable. You can adjust the rate of fire and the FPS, which is really amazing, I think, because it's going to allow you to play at CQB and outdoor fields and really not suffer any degradation of combat ability. But at the same point, I like airsoft a lot because of the added realism, especially the gas guns, and just having a gun that feels like a hose. It's just really dissatisfying to me. And after having come from paintball where they had the line-in setups with the gas line to the gun, I just don't want to go back to that. But also, lastly, I would probably get into Polar Star if there were some decent recoil kits, so it actually felt like it was a firing gun.
I think that they are developing something like that. I think
Yeah.
that Polar Star, I mean, they're a relatively small company in the fact that they can, hear what the public is asking for and then make the changes accordingly without going through a huge bureaucracy. So I think that they are developing some sort of recoil kits to give you a little bit more realism, which is cool. I mean, we'll see what happens when those come out. And that's really not to say that the Polar Star is a bad gun option. If you're thinking of one, it's just not our particular cup of tea.
And there are folks, like, especially in the sales department, that use Polar Stars. And
I mean, I know a lot of people that do use them because they are all about performance. They want that high rate of fire. They want the ultra reliability. And that's what they chose to go with, and they couldn't be happier with their purchases.
Yeah, the one fellow who I saw use a lot, he really liked it because he would literally go back and forth between field play and indoor play, field play and indoor play, and he would have to adjust his gun range. I didn't know this fellow. I kept running into him at Tac City South, and he just had the same camelback where you keep the tank in.
I think I know who you're talking about. I forget his name too.
He wears camo and plays airsoft.
Oh, I never
What?
knew.
Yeah,
I've
right?
never met anybody like that.
Shoot.
Anyway, what's next on the agenda? Did you already tell them about Team Therapist?
No, we're actually, I thought we were going to keep it quiet, but we can tell them now.
Okay.
You want to say it?
No, go ahead.
So Team Therapist is going to be on our live show this Thursday, and will possibly be, should I mention the last part?
Yeah, sure, they're going to Tech City.
Yeah, they're going to Tac City. Don't know if it's going to be north or south. Hopefully Tim and I will be going out there afterward.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I'm Tim. I don't have enough guns.
I don't know if I have a CQB. I do have a CQB.
You have. I'll give you a sword. You'll be fine.
Santa's revenge. Real sword.
I kind of want to.
30 seconds.
Maybe what I'll do is I'll borrow a low power bolt.
He's
from
my
Gene,
MP9.
so I can use my LM4.
I don't know if he has another low power bolt.
I'm sure Gene has
I know.
parts of the
I
walls.
know.
If he can make mine a little.
I'll probably be using the
in about
LM4
30
that night.
seconds.
Yeah.
How? It shoots 400 FPS.
He gave me a low power bolt.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Remember I told you I found one?
He borrowed it to him.
He borrowed it to him? Oh, darn it.
Oh, is that the only one he has?
Indefinitely.
In your face, hippie. So yeah, that'll be fun.
That might be cool.
I think so.
I'm not doing it.
But also to let you all out there know, Team Therapist has been playing on my side of Tim vs. Bob for quite a while. They generally show up dressed in a different costume each time. I believe at Tim vs. Bob 2 they were dressed as Mormon.
They had suits on, right?
They had suits on, but they were technically Mormon missionaries because they all had the name tag with Elder so-and-so on it. But they were all carrying heavy weapons. There was like 2 Barretts there was some sniper rifles. They had like 2 or 3 grenade launchers, a couple saws, an M60. Like they all had heavy weapons. And then the second game, they're dressed up as like quote-unquote Mexicans, I guess. They had rainbow-colored ponchos, sombreros, and all their face masks had beards and or mustaches glued on. So
I don't want to be saying anything bad about Team Therapist because I believe it's Gibby. I don't know if I pronounced that.
Gibby.
Gibby, yeah. Gibby, we hung out a little bit during the ITS game, and I just want to say this. It may have been a little easier to find you in the bush when you're wearing your rainbow poncho to shoot at you. I'm not saying I shot many of your members, but I may have seen you in the bush and shot you.
I don't think they were quite worried about being discreet.
I don't think discretion was in their loadout.
I think they were. That's what I like about my team is most everyone on my team who comes out is just there to have a good time, especially as you know.
My team has a good time.
Yeah, but my team
has a great time when you're winning.
Whatever. I'm just there to have fun, and I think they are too. And we had one heck of a good damn time. And I'm really looking forward to seeing. I really hope that guy shows up in the Pikachu onesie with Tiger Stripe.
I do too. He's gonna get a dinner. So
that'd be awesome. So yeah, they'll be on a show this Thursday. They'll be very exciting. Don't know how many of them are going to be here. Actually, I have a fun story about Gibby. Remember when I first went down to ITS?
The very first time?
I think it was the very first time. I think Vince and Eric were there, and then the second time you sent some of our former employees with me.
Yeah.
The first time I went there, that's when I met Gibby. He just came up to say hi, and then the next time he heard I was down there, or he decided to stop by, so I said hi. And then at the Line Clause 10 video, do you remember when, probably near the end of the second video that I put out, I went around a corner and there were like probably 20 guys and I shoot their squad leader, I sit down and there's Gibby right there. He's like, oh, it's Bobby X fan. I was like, oh, hey, Gibby. But I was really just sitting there just dead in front of all those dudes, but we just kind of keep running into each other, so.
Oh, that's cool. I've hung out with Gibby and a couple of the other therapist guys a couple of times. It was Mike Wojcik's like 30th surprise birthday party at Kyle's house. And I received an invite to that. That was a pretty good time.
Saw some photos.
Yeah.
So
I guess I don't run into them on the battlefield as much.
No. Well, they're usually on my side and usually have the Wojciks, so.
Yeah.
Michelle is pretty good personal security attachment for you, apparently.
Dude, they both have Stoner Mark 23s now.
Yeah, but she's apparently very vigilant.
Well, yeah. I mean, Mike knows how to handle himself.
No, Mike does, but she just happened to be in the right place at the right time that one time.
Oh, yeah. Where I almost
Mood
got captured,
unimpressed.
and she shot everybody,
Yeah.
including me, to make sure that I didn't get captured. So that was cool.
That was pretty sweet.
I was going to say something, I totally forgot what it was.
I'm sure it wasn't important.
I guess not.
Nope.
Andrew, for some reason I can't click over to your thing. My mouse is not working, so maybe you can just come over here and whisper it in Bob's ear, and then he can tell me.
They can hear everything. Remember when I tried to whisper here?
I know, but Andrew needs to tell me something, and I'm not sure what it is, but I can't click on it for some reason.
Andrew, if you want to tell Tim something, write on a piece of paper, slip it under the door like all grown-ups do.
It's about that time, gents.
Someone's been asking this for a while. Let me just say it before.
Lake Tahoe Airsoft?
No. Bob, what will you change on my Urban Digi loadout? Because I think you posted this to my page. I think it looked great. I just noticed that you had pouches for 223 mags, but you're using MP7. I'll probably just carry more MP7 mags, as well as having any sort of grenade. So
the other crucial element to this is more cowbell.
More cowbell. Because I've got a fever.
As much
the only
as
prescription
is
more cowbell. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say extra mags, extra grenades, maybe a melee weapon. Actually, a melee weapon. So yeah.
You should probably run a claymore.
Ooh.
No, as a melee weapon, not as an incendiary device.
Hey. That'd be pretty fun.
Just try that. Don't move.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, brother.
Arrested Development.
I think we're gonna go. I need to go get some sleep. I don't feel so good.
Josh isn't feeling well, and
Metal
Bob's just generally needs to fix this area of his body.
Can't fix that.
Alright. Well,
happy to
thanks
watch
for
it.
joining us,
Deoppressor
everyone.
Libre.
What?
I believe that's mostly the motto of the Green Berets, to liberate the oppressed.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys on
Someone just said
Thursday
Fine, whatever.
with the team therapists on here as our guest speakers.
Max Firepower wants to say thank you, Bob, for signing his box. He really appreciates
You're
it.
very welcome.
And if any of you guys have any other inquiries, please make sure to send them to Tim and Bob. They will sign all of your boxes with their names every day you ask them.
Okay, see you guys later.
As soon as you
Bye.
as many orders as you make.
Bye.
Everyone's like, what? This whole time I could have get them to sign the boxes?
Yeah, extra pair of gloves this entire time.
Man, John Denver is full of shit.
Who's John Denver?
He's a singer in the 70s, but when they're going through like the flat country Kansas, John Denver sang about like the mountains, Rocky Mountains. And like, hey, John Denver's
Just to be
full of
clear,
shit.
just to be clear, there's 2 live streams. I just cut that one. So we could just wait a little bit next time to talk shit about John Denver. That might be.
No, that's from
Yeah, okay, bud.